Alright guys, I am back for another video, and in this video we are talking about the dominating Michigan Wolverines football victory in week 1 over the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Great game all around. Gonna get into some stats and then I will give you guys some play-by-play what happened. So starting off for the losing side, Minnesota. Tanner Morgan, 18 for 31, 200 yards, touchdown, and a pick. He looked meh. We got great pressure on him. He really wasn't able to find his receivers until late. Rashad Bateman was clamped. He ended up with 100 yards. He had a couple big plays. He had a long of a 38. So we gave up a couple big plays, a 45-yarder to Ottman Bell, and then a 40-yarder to Bateman, but he ended up with 9 catches for 101. He's the only receiver for them that really did anything. Their tight end had 4 for 17. Running the ball. Oh man, might be a problem for Michigan, which I didn't think we'd have. Running back had 26 for 140 and 2 scores. I think that like the third quarter and I believe like the second quarter, Michigan pretty much clamped in the first and then really in the fourth, but the second and third, those middle areas, their running back ran all over us. 26 for 140 and 2 scores is a lot, and I'd say he had a good day. But Tanner Morgan had a negative 37 rushing yards because of how many times he was sacked, so that's nice. Yeah. So that's their side in a 24-49 defeat for them. All right, starting off Michigan. Let's go. Love to see it. All right, starting off, Joe Milton. Grade for this game is going to be an A. 15 for 22, 225 and a touchdown. He did what he needed to. He threw some good passes. I think his stats would have looked a little better. He had a couple of drops. One was a wide open to the tight end that would have been like probably a 40-yard touchdown at least. That would have made his stats look a little bit better, but I think he definitely deserves an A. He also had 52 yards on the ground and a score. So he had like what, 280 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns. Great day for him. Running backs, damn near A+. Hassan Haskins, 6 for 82 and 2 scores. He had a really nice move at the goal line on this Wildcat play. I'll get into that when I do the play-by-play, but really nice move by Hassan Haskins. He finds the end zone twice. Charbonnet, 70-yard touchdown score that really leveled our heads, as I will get into. And he has 70 yards and a score. His touchdown was 70 yards, so they kind of really clamped him after that. But he ended up with that. Joe Milton, 8 for 52, like I said, and a score. Blake Corum, freshman, 5 for 21. Chris Evans, 5 for 19 in the score. Nice to see him get back into the touchdown column. And then a couple receiver reverses for Giles Jackson and Henning. Receiving, pretty good. I'll give them a B because they had a couple drops. Ronnie Bell led like he should. 4 for 74. Roman Wilson. Joe Milton, by the way, spread the ball around fantastically. What was that? 9 receivers caught passes for Joe Milton. Spread the ball around, used all of his weapons. 4 for 74 for Bell. Roman Wilson, 2 for 34. Ali, 2 for 33. Should have been 3 for 60 and a score, but he drops a wide open, clear as day touchdown. Blake Corum, 1 for 24. through the air. Giles Jackson 2 for 17. Would have liked to see a little bit more from him. It's alright though. AJ Henning 1 for 14. Sam Still 1 catch for 11. Chris Evans 1 for 10. And then Ben Mason 1 reception to 8 yards and Joe Milton's lone passing score. So did the player that I wanted to give rankings to, got that out of the way. Offense as a whole, I'm going to give them an A. Gaddis, play call, A+. I think he called a flawless game today. Really threw Minnesota off of their game. Made it a really easy game for Joe Milton to get into. So he gets an A+ for play calling. And that's the offense side of the ball for Michigan. Jumping over to the defensive side. Ross leads the team. Ross has 6 solo tackles. Hawkins has 6 solo tackles. They both lead the team. Barrett has 5 solo tackles and a sack, and 5 solo tackles, a sack, and 1.5 for tackles for loss. He played phenomenal on defense. One of the better players on defense tonight. Hutchinson gets 5 solo, 1 pass defense. Yeah. McGrone, would have liked to see a little better game from him. He ends up with 2 solo tackles, half a sack, and 1 for loss. Not bad. Just really want to see him take that next step and become elite. Because in this game, I was watching the game with my buddy, and I said he can be our next Devin Bush. He's great sideline to sideline, great tackling, but I want to see him get there. And for that to happen, he needs to have a big year. So, Kwity Paye gets 4 solo, 2 sacks. He turned it on in the fourth quarter after I thought he was having a pretty mad game. 3 for loss as well. Great fourth quarter for Kwity Paye. Carlo Kemp has a sack and a tackle for loss. And then our German guy, Julius Walschoff, has half a sack and half for loss. So those were our defense stats for the most part. Yeah, pretty much all the defense stats. So, defense, I'm going to give them, as a whole, they get a B, I'd say. Pass defense was probably an A. Run defense, giving up 140 on the ground, they get a B. They get a B or a C probably. I'd like to see that go down. I think that like I said, at times Minnesota's rushing attack got to us, and they got to us bad. They almost even could have came back, Couple plays go their way. That this game might even be a lot closer than what it was. But so there's that. I think our DBs played pretty well. Like I said, they gave up a couple big plays, but getting put on islands, your cornerbacks for Michigan's defense, the way that it's ran, is your biggest position, biggest position almost. That and the pass rush, obviously, but yeah, DBs played pretty well, I think. One of the Green brothers had an outstanding game. I'm going to say it was probably Jamon Green, I want to say. Jamon or Jermaine, but one of them had a really good game. I don't know if I'm not saying the other one had a bad game, but one of them was clamping their receivers. So that was nice. So yeah, that's where we're at. Safety play was pretty good, I'd say. I'm back. And then lastly, kicker, worst position of the night easily. He was 0 for 3 on field goals. So, extra point, he was 7-7, but kicker gets a D. Moody gotta be better. 0 for 3, and we're gonna lose games. He kicked 0 for 3 kicking field goals, and we're gonna lose games, I'll tell you that. So he gets a D. I think they should go to Nordine. After that performance from Moody, we'll see what happens. But there's my team, how I thought the team played. Let's get into the play-by-play now of this game. So, like I said, starting off this game was rough. Michigan Starts out good, their drive. We get an unsportsmanlike conduct call on Ben Mason, which brings us to a 2nd and 22. We had an incomplete pass that could have gotten us back in there, just out of the hands of, I believe, Giles Jackson, or just out of the reach of Giles Jackson. So that's an incomplete. 3rd and 22. Milton, I figured they would run it here. They actually go pass, and it hurts us. He gets sacked for a loss of 8. 4th and 30. Punt the ball, right? All right, we're punting. We're backed up. Our own 34. Punt gets blocked. Okay. We know. Trouble with the snap. Yada, yada, yada. Michigan State, you're going to lose by 70. I'll talk about y'all later. So, punt gets blocked. They get the ball. I'm already screaming. I'm like, oh, here we go. Stupid play by the offense. And the defense had already hung out left to dry. So, punt gets blocked. They get the ball at their own 17. 2 plays later, it is a 14-yard passing touchdown by Tanner Morgan. Really, the only thing he was really able to do tonight was that, and it was because he was on 17. So, I'll take it. So, alright, so we come back, right? Extra point, kickoff, boom. First play, handoff, Charbonnet, up the middle, 70 yards, touchdown, Michigan. And I'm hyped now. I was feeling it, but then after that happened, I'm like, let's go. We're in this game. It's 7-7. Let's start over. So game starts over, 7-7, after the long Charbonnet touchdown run. Next time out for Minnesota, they end up going 3 and out, like I had predicted. 3 and out. I knew it happened. So, a punt the punt only went 31 yards. That's terrible. Michigan starts at the Minnesota 45. So, Michigan gets a first down to extend this drive. Puts Jake Moody up for a 38-yarder, and he missed. So these 3 misses weren't like tough kicks at all. 38 yards has to be automatic. Has to be. So we missed that. Once again, I'm like, oh, come on. Like, how do you miss a 38-yarder? Like, come on, here we go. You know? So, first play on defense, they're like, nah, forget this. They send Barrett on a blitz. He comes in, smacks the quarterback. Donovan Jeter, who's getting off his block, catches the ball and walks into the end zone. Easy walk-in touchdown, and the defense puts up a touchdown to put us up 14-7. And I'm hyped again. Lots of emotions, I'll tell you that. After that, Minnesota has a great drive. They get it down to the Michigan 2-yard line, and this false start call started to swing momentum in Michigan's way, because they're on the 2. They probably get in for a score there, you know. And they make it that would have been 17-14 Minnesota. Instead, it's a false start. That pushes them back to the 7. And if you know anything about Michigan's defense, that's a lot. They end up clamping up. They clamp up Minnesota. They end up having to take 3. So it's 14-10. Now, Michigan. They've had woes with the punt game. They had a lot of special team guys out for them. You know, it's COVID season. What happens? So they go squib kick. They squib it. Michigan's first line of defense jumps over it, gets it to speedy Michael Barrett. He takes it 66 yards to the Minnesota 8-yard line. Joe Milton, first down, goes incomplete. Second down, Ben Mason makes up for his early mistakes. He scores, and it's 21-10 Michigan. Minnesota comes down, has another lengthy drive, and it is a touchdown run for Ibrahim. So that is now, 21-17? Yeah, 21-17. Got eat up on the run there again. Alright, so it's close. Michigan starts on the 23 this drive. They drive it all the way down. And then Hassan Haskins on a wildcat play makes a nice move at the goal line to fake out a defender. And he will be into the end zone. 28-17, Michigan. Now, they're down 11, right? Minnesota's down 11. They go 3 and out. 4th and 4, their own 30-yard line. Fake punt. Horrible call. I would be furious if I'm a Minnesota fan right there. You're in the game still. They go fake punt on 4th and 4. You might as well just go for it at that point. Michigan tackles them for a loss of 2. So they get the ball inside Minnesota's 30-yard line. All it takes is 4 plays. They get a face mask call on Ronnie Bell, or they get a face mask call from Ronnie Bell. Ronnie Bell gets face mask, so they're down to the 13. Couple Evans runs, and then Haskins punches it in again. Bust the game open, 35-17. They punt now. Minnesota decides to punt. Punt goes 18 yards. So then you see that, it's like, okay, the fake punt kind of makes a little bit of sense. Michigan gets the ball, 47-yard line. Gotta capitalize here. They had a decent drive. They got to 3rd down. Milton got a pass to Evans for 10 yards. And then they... Wait, what's this? Yeah, they get a couple plays going. Then to end the half with 1 second, 48-yard, a little bit more understandable, but Moody misses again. All right, so coming out of half, feeling pretty good, 35-17. They come out, right? They come out. They drive all the way down from the 30. Ibrahim, however you want to say it, 5-yard touchdown. And it is now 35-24 after the Minnesota touchdown. So they're in the game, kind of, sort of, right? They're in the game 35-24 at that time? Yes. First play, Michigan touches the ball. Blake Corum fumbles. Mounts the kick on a sky kick. I'm screaming. I'm like, oh, here we go. Second half collapse. Not to be. Michael Barrett ends up picking it up, diving on the ball. He had a great game, like I said. Michigan ends up getting the ball at the 30. They drive all the way down, and Joe Milton scampers it in for a rushing touchdown. 42-24. Minnesota ends up driving all the way down the field on a couple huge plays, a 25-yard run and a 38-yard pass. Puts them in the red zone. Michigan lets them get down to the 4-yard line. But 4th and goal from the 4. This is really the game, honestly, the way the game is going. Tanner Morgan, an incomplete pass. Michigan gets the ball on the 4. Hassan Haskins, first run from the 4-yard line, takes it 66 yards to Minnesota's 30. Blake Corum runs 7 yards. They're set up in the red zone now. Milton goes to Roman Wilson for 16 yards. Charbonnet gets 1 carry. And then Evans, first touchdown since 2018. Love to see it. Gets in the end zone. Makes 49-24. In the 4th quarter, it's a done deal. Minnesota punts. Michigan misses a field goal. Let's check the length on this one. 33 yards this time. Like, come on. So there's still a glimmer, a little bit of hope, but it wasn't to be. Josh Ross intercepted. Josh Ross intercepted him, and that's pretty much the game. Michigan goes for it, loses the ball on downs. Minnesota would punt. and Michigan would end the game there. Final score 49-24. Michigan W. Let's go. Let's go. Great statement win for the team. Michigan State, oh, I cannot wait. We're favored by 29 right now. I don't know if they'll cover the spread, but it's going to be a whooping, I think. I think Milton comes out, and I think we take it to Michigan State in the big house. I think we're gonna win big. I'll talk about them later this week. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Go Blue. 1-0. Woo!